Incident management is, well, how we manage our incidents. This is where we monitor and detect the security events on our systems, and then we use our incident response plan to pick the appropriate response. Isn't it nice how it's all logical? The incident management is an administrative function where we protect all our stuff. And the primary purpose is that we have very clearly well understood and predictable responses to any event. We have gone through the proper planning, we have gone through the proper training, and our staff has the awareness to know what to do in any scenario. And yes, I completely understand this is not how it works in most places in the real world. But for right now, put that aside. You're studying for the CISM. You are in that perfect world, unicorns and rainbows. So we have the clearly defined processes, we have the responses, and all our teams is training them and they know what to do when something happens. Because when something does happen, it's going to be a very stressful situation. The better you train for it, the better you prepare people, the better you're going to do. We would generally categorize incidences and events in 3 major categories: natural, human, and environmental. Natural is anything that's caused by nature. Hurricanes, floods, earthquakes, blizzards. It can even just be a lot of rain. If it's not something that's normal in your area, it can have an adverse effect on your environment. Human is, well, stuff done by humans. It can be intentionally or it can be unintentionally. These are by far the most common. This can be the attacker attacking our network, or it can just be Bob going out to get a cigarette and forgetting to close the door. And then finally, environmental. And a lot of students struggle with this one because they think it's nature. It is not. It is the things in our environment. The environment we work in, the power grid, the internet connection, the hardware, the software. So environmental is the stuff in our environment. And some of the incidences we deal with can stem from all 3. A fire can be a natural event. It can be started by a lightning strike. It can also be caused by human. Someone can light stuff on fire. And then finally, environmental. A server can catch on fire. Same with water. For the exam, if you understand these 3, what they are and what they are not, you can pretty much logic your way to any incident and categorize in any of the 3 or all 3. And then let's look at a couple of definitions. An event. An event is just an observable change in state. It's not negative, it's not positive, it's just something changed. This can be a system powering on. It can be traffic on our network, an application that starts, someone using their access badge to access a room. Something in our environment changed. It's an event. An alert is a trigger warning if a certain event happens. We have pre-configured certain events. If this happens, then trigger an alert. If traffic utilization on a certain network segment is above 75%, or memory usage above 90% for more than 2 minutes, then sound an alert. We have gone in and pre-configured, or the monitoring system we're using is pre-configured with some sort of trigger. When it happens, we get told. An incident is when multiple adverse events is happening on our network or a specific system, and this is most often caused by people. Most often, not always. Since it is an adverse event, we would do something about it. Same thing with a problem. A problem is an incident where we don't know how it happened. We still do the same things to fix it, but we do need to spend more time on figuring out what happened. If we do not and we just fix the issue, it's probably gonna come back soon. Next time, it might be much worse. So spend that time, do the root cause analysis, figure out why it happened, and fix it. An inconvenience or a non-disaster is a non-disruptive failure. This can be a single hard disk failing in a RAID array that has redundancy, or a server in a server cluster being down, or a switch. Since we have the proper redundancy, it's not catastrophic. It's something we need to fix and probably fix very soon, but for our end users, they shouldn't see an issue. An emergency or a crisis is urgent. It's happening right now, it's imminent, and it is an event with a potential loss of life and property. We need to do something right away. The next one here, I get a little pushback from students saying that's not really a disaster. But again, this is how it's defined by ISACA. A lot of people think that a disaster is much worse. It is really just our entire facility being unusable for 24 hours or more. And yes, a snowstorm can be a disaster. If our employees cannot get to work, nothing will get done unless we've been clever, and as part of our DR plan, either we have a geographically diverse redundant site or we've set something up where maybe employees can work from home. It really depends on what we do and how well we're prepared. It is a little bit funny. I was born and raised in Denmark. It snows every year. And every year it seems to be a surprise to pretty much any public transportation. Oh, what? It snows here? No one told us about that. And then it takes them a couple of days to get ready for the snow. Every year. So when I last lived there, I worked at the IP backbone of the major ISP there, and our infrastructure was deemed as critical for the entire country. So obviously, we could work from anywhere. One year, when the snowstorms were especially bad, obviously the technicians couldn't get out because, well, all the roads were blocked. But our call centers, our remote technicians, our IP backbone, all the people that are to a large extent critical to keep the business going, they just worked from home. So disaster, unusable for 24 hours or longer. And then finally, catastrophe. That is our entire facility destroyed. For the exam, and obviously for your job, I would know all these definitions, what they are and what they're not.